you know what? That's it. I want Swim and her crusty ass clique dead. I don't care. I don't care if the kids. I want them out of here. They're crusty. They need to go. They're only making things worse. We got 2 more girls down this episode. One of them is the Wonder Twin knockoff, one of those twins. The other is unfortunately Winter Prison after this scheme that went on. What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Magical Girl Raising Project Episode 8. Guys, I really like this series. I really do. I was looking for something dark, and this series definitely gives us the darkness. And it just keeps getting darker and darker every week, especially with the things that transpired in this episode. And we got some backstory, some much needed backstory on both Top Speed and Calamity Mary this episode, which brings up one or two things I really want to talk about. The first is that I really do hope that this series in some shape, form, or fashion ends up getting more than 12 episodes, because I feel like it's a little bit too late in the game to be giving us all these backstories about these characters. And we still got the carnage that's coming up in the second. Is that it's always been there. It's always been underlined as far as Faye's plan. But there's an interesting contrast being made here between good and evil. Whenever there's good, there's always going to be evil. And I think that's the balance that Faye is trying to make here to see who's going to survive between the two. Because if you got magical girls, they need something to fight against, right? So why not make evil magical girls yourself? We saw that transpire in this episode as we learned about Calamity Mary first and foremost. Her ability is to enhance any weapon. You know how they show us little end caps and they tell you things about them. We find out that Calamity Mary is an alcoholic housewife who gets pleasure from abuse. Unfortunately, abuse is her own kid. She's a scum of a character. I mean, I feel completely different about her now. She's even beating her own kid. And when she was selected to become a magical girl, Faith played into that by saying, you're weak. You beat on people younger than you because you're weak. You can't stand up for yourself. You hate yourself and the life that you're in. You resent your husband. But you know what? How about I give you the offer to be the strongest in the world? How about I give you the power to crush the beautiful, the confident, the wise, the intelligence, everybody that you hate? How about I give you that power? Come with me and I'll show you how to do that in a magical girl as she drunkenly takes the deal. And we've seen a similar thing with Cranberry as well, that we know that Cranberry made a wish, and because of that wish, she has to take out everybody that Fave is pointing her to. And now we see that Calamity Mary is also one of these assassins, and she's going after Ripple. So it looks like we got a form of evil coming up as well, as everything is coming to the head. By the end of this episode, we get everybody speeding to one place, because it was no surprise that Calamity Mary was setting up to try to kill Ripple and bring Top Speed with her as well. We get backstory on Top Speed, and the theory that I had, as well as Sloan, is coming more to light as, yeah, I think Top Speed is pregnant. That's why she wants to stay alive for these 6 years, because we get her backstory. We find out that she was part of a biker gang called Empress. It was a female biker gang. However, she ended up marrying this guy, or being in a relationship at the very least, with the older brother of a friend of hers to help her turn her life around, because he pushed her to get out of this delinquent life. So she has a lot to be thankful for that, as she explains to Ripple before they're attacked by Calamity Mary, and they try to get away on her broom. But Mary's sick, Mary's crazy, and she's like, if they're gonna run away, I know how good and pure she is inside her heart. I'm just going to start taking everybody out. And she started using her sniper rifle and actually start harming civilians. She's blowing up cars. She's straight up head and chest shotting people on the freeway, because she knows that Top Speed will turn around to be a hero and try to save these people and make herself a better target for Mary instead of trying to run away. And then we got Snow White, who is still kind of broken up about things, but she hears all the chaos going on. She's going to make her way out there. And then you got Swim and her crusty ass clique. Like, you know what? We'll just let the magical girls take care of all the people. And instead of helping, we're just going to try to kill everybody from behind, just like we did Winter Prison in this episode. That really pissed me off, because, again, it wasn't a surprise. We knew the intentions that Swim was going to try to kill Winter Prison, because she feels that if she would have killed Winter Prison, that would be what she needed to surpass Ripple. If she can take out everybody stronger than her, then she will surpass everybody that was over her. So that was why she chose to take out Winter Prison. She lured in Sister Nana because she knew Sister Nana is trying to get everybody together and go on this thing of peace. And Winter Prison kind of warned her before she went in there. She was like, you know, last time you tried to talk to somebody, which was Calamity Mary, she tried to kill you. If I wasn't there, you would have been dead. We get a lot of backstory on them as well as Winter Prison. That little scarf that she wears was actually a present that Nana gave her. Sister Nana is definitely broken up because her lover's dead. And the setup that Swim Swim had, it was just so conniving, so crusty, because again, she knew that Sister Nana was all about peace, all about love. She knew she can draw her in, and she knew that Winter Prison will always be there. So what she did, she had those little twins. She had one disguise herself as Sister Nana, so she was confused, and then she stabbed Winter Prison in the chest. So that still wasn't enough to take her out. She was still a beast. She still went in. She did kill one of those little crusty twins. Don't feel any sorry for him at all. But it was a sneak attack from behind from Swim Swim, cutting off her arm. And then the loss of blood was end up being her death. But she did block everything in and push Sister Nana out so at least she can survive. So now Winter Prison's dead. One of those twins is dead. You got Calamity Mary on the freeway straight up shooting people with a sniper rifle, trying to lure out Ripple and Top Speed. You got Alice and Snow White heading towards the battle, and you got Swim Swim and the Krusty Clique basically trying to say, hey, we're just going to kill everybody on the way there. So this is all coming to a head. And also Cranberry's there too, because Cranberry is like, somebody killed Winter Prison? Who is it? I want to find out. And I have no doubt that she's going to take out probably the rest of these girls in Swim Swim's clique. It's just going to be a matter of how quick she does it. So yeah, that was really the episode in a nutshell. A lot of things to absorb in this episode. Again, I really do enjoy the series, and I hope it gets more episode count, because we're finally starting to get to know people. We're starting to get to know people like Winter Prison. We're starting to get to know people like Top Speed, Ripple. We're starting to get to know these characters' backstories, and I feel like that's going to be rushed in to meet this deadline of probably 12, 13 episodes. I don't think we even got a count for it yet. So perhaps things are really going to hit the fan, and we might get an announcement after that. I just don't think that it has enough time to wrap everything up clearly with this series. We are beginning to see some regret with Swim Swim. I don't actually think it's regret. It's more like she knows that she could never be as good as Ruler, as she looks at the carnage around her and says, Ruler probably would have did this a lot better. And you're a kid. You're a kid. You don't realize what you're doing. You wouldn't have the same type of strategy as an adult would have, and things are not going to end well for them. I just see that entire clique being wiped out, or maybe one being left over and go crazy or something. It's just not going to end up good for them at all. And also, the biggest point of this episode is the factor of good and evil, because even Ripple, to a little bit, even though I don't think she was part of this assassin game that Fave is planning with Cranberry and Winter Prison, with Cranberry and I forgot who it was already, with Cranberry and Calamity Mary, sorry about that. She was still kind of a counterbalance of evil, because she was always plotting and scheming, and even though her intentions didn't really start out evil, she was just bossing everybody around. Somebody was going to end up dead anyway. So guys, definitely let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments. I definitely can't wait for next week, as this series has definitely become one of my favorites of the season. It's like this and Bungo Stray Dogs, along with March Coming In Like a Lion, absolute masterpieces right now. I'm glad that I am covering it. I'm glad I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy it as well. So if you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. Let me know how excited you are for the rest of this. People have been letting me know that there is more out there. Maybe when this season's over, I will probably seek out like the light novels or whatever this is based off of. Pretty sure it's a light novel, but right now I just want to keep craving for more. I love that feeling of not knowing what's going to happen next, coming in next week, and seeing the carnage that this series gave us, as it has definitely became, I would say it was kind of an underdog for me, because, I watched it, I was like, okay, it's a magical girl series, it's going to be dark, but I didn't expect it to exceed my expectations, as I am willing to say that this is up there with Madoka Magica at this point, depending on how it all ends. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Thank you guys for joining me. It's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.